Well, hello and welcome and hello and welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me on an extremely special edition. Oh my God, it's so special of Un Poco Mas, the show where we try to give you just a little bit more. Of course, they call me Little Danny Cornbread DiCarlo because I am moist, doughy, and I crumble under pressure. They call me Little Tugboat because I'm short in stature. I pull more than my own weight. And I'm rarely far from my home port. And of course, anywhere in South Florida, they call me Stubby Cohiba or Stubby Macanudo, depending on which day I'm telling this story. Of course, because of a devastating manscaping accident, I used to manscape with a vintage Vitamix blender. And as in retrospect, you definitely don't want a ultra sharp stainless steel blade spinning at 30,000 RPM within just millimeters of your genitals, because if you make just a small error, a small miscalculation, your new nickname might just be Stubby Cohiba. That's why I tend to stay out of South Florida for a variety of reasons. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me at Un Poco Mas. Blah. Want to talk about SMCI, want to talk about CRISPR. Pardon me, guys. The reason is simple. For like, so verklempt. For whatever reason, like right before I go, I was getting a dry throat. I don't know. Stage fright. Talking to you 12 turns. Nobody, people like, you're pumping the stock. You just want it. Like, guys, my videos get like 400 or 500 views. Of that, like 2/3 are angry masturbators, and then the other third are people just watching it on repeat. So probably all told, a couple dozen people who are mostly broke watch these videos. So I am under no illusion that I am moving markets here at Un Poco Mas. I'm not, guys, believe it or not, I am fully grounded in reality. I am, a comedian, so I say some things that may seem a bit outlandish, but I did study economics and math, and I have been, honest to God, quite successful in the markets for, decades now. So I am very sober and grounded in reality in terms of how stocks behave. And what I'm looking at in SMCI and CRISPR are stocks that are just being completely held down. I mean, very rarely will market makers sort of use a price fixing algorithm walk up. It does happen in accumulation scenarios, but it's very rare. Usually it's far easier to sow doubt than it is to create a sort of controlled euphoria. Generally, when you're manipulating retail to buy, they have to do it, in a pump, like all at once. It's very hard to get retail to steadily buy a 3-degree walk up. It's a lot easier to walk it down, and retail behavior will just take care of itself, because we're a bunch of freaking idiots. But we're man boobing for fun and profit, guys. I've revised the Tebedaki course, the Tebedaki method. I know we have several members out there, several members watching right now. Of course, that is the trading system specifically designed for portly and plus size gentlemen of certain proportions. We're revising the Tebedaki method. We're putting out a whole new chapter of the course. It is based on man boobing for fun and profit. It's how to take your side hustle from driving Uber or Lyft and just go directly to the people and just man boob for fun and profit. So it's a great profit center. It's a great way to make extra money if you happen to be blessed with man. Oh, seriously, man boobs are no good. They're no good. Just trying to hide, like, are fat guys delusional or what? We think we're wearing dark checks, we wear just the right undershirt, you're gonna like not notice the man boobs. I mean, come on. Like the undershirt makes them look worse, makes them look more pronounced. Come up to like my reservation, they're like, oh, excuse me, ma'am. I'm like, oh, thank you. That was a Seinfeld too. Like, oh, those are I didn't remember if it was the bro episode or the ladies glasses episode, but man, Seinfeld seems so it aged so poorly, sort of. In my, it was very funny, but it's like when you watch it now, God, it looks like older than The Odd Couple or something. Laverne and Shirley and those poodle skirts seem a bit more topical, if you know what I mean. But anyway, guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. What else is new? My brain is scrambled on a Monday. Had a good weekend. Hope you guys did. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great one. So I look for stocks that are just held down illogically far below the value I think they should be selling for. That's really, I'm just looking for stocks that are just dramatically undervalued for whatever reason. And the easiest ones to spot are these ones that, if you were honest with yourself, this has been tightly controlled, you could argue, since 2018. Now, I know they don't control specifically the amplitude of these pumps, but believe me, they're trying to rein it in. They're shorting up here. From here, or you can't even make an argument from here since 2021. The algo has been locked on and walking this down. Why? Because I think everybody thought perhaps gene editing, like the high-speed rail through, Central California, was, a boondoggle that they were just selling, Theranos or selling magic beans or whatever, tiger penis balm. I'll tell you, you just end up with third-degree burns. That erection don't go 5 hours. Still goes 5 minutes. Get a nice heating sensation. Do not buy marital aids from the 7-Eleven counter. If you ask that dude behind there if it's good, he's like, yeah, it's good. You ever used it? No, I wouldn't buy it. So stupid. I get erection just normally. I'm healthy. Like, oh, okay, good to know. You guys still doing free Slurpees? Like, no, boner pills. Buy boner pills. Is there real tiger penis in this? Like, of course not. It's vitamin C and sugar, you dumb fat fuck. Like, oh, it looks like your accent drifted into a bit of French. In my mental skit, you were perhaps Indian or Sri Lankan. But my accent, my acting are so terrible, kind of drifted into a bit of a French connection, hazy. Oh, I suck. Anyway, guys, that's neither here nor there. But so we're looking at these stocks. Let me just, because I'm just rambling about nothing, just to give you a reference, kind of, SMCI, like, I'll tell you, the institutions are not going anywhere. I mean, they're not going anywhere. Okay, they're just not. I don't know how the hell I get out of there, but if you look at that and then you look at the insiders, they're going less than nowhere, 27%. So they're adding 160 million. Now, I know there's a little bit of overlap there, but it's not that much. The insiders, the family owns, a huge portion of the company. So between insiders and institutions, they own, there's very little of this trading, very little retail owns. Now, you look at what they were doing. They were sort of neutral to covering slightly a couple days, 39% on the volumes. It was lower, 30, 37. So even a little bit of covering 2 weeks ago from SMCI shorts. And that did actually show up in the official and unofficial data on Ortex and Fintel. But look what's happened last 5 days, 54%, 52, 52, 55, 50. So, it's not super heavy shorting, but they've definitely been shorting the stock again, borrowing again for the last 5 days. Now look at CRISPR. Friday, 69%. This stuff, I just never seen anything like this. This is now 2 months of aggregate short volume ratios in the 60s and poking into the 70s, just poking their little turtle head into the 70s. Just turtling into the 70s. Like, boop. But anyway, 69, 71, 68, 63, 64, 63, 63, 69, 67, 65, 69. I'm not skipping any. 74, 71, 71, 70, 65, 66, 70, 70. And it goes back even further than that. It just keeps going. I don't even understand how this is possible. I know they're naked short, but I mean, the borrowing I know is kooky here. I mean, live short interest, they're supposedly returning shares today. Cost to borrow is actually going up. It shows only 65,000 shares available. Utilization is pegged now. It used to just hit 100%. Now for almost, like a month, with besides this little dip, trip, flip, fantasia, this thing's been pegged at 100% utilization, short score 83%, but cost to borrow remains at 1. It's incongruous. It does not make any sense. It's topsy-turvy. How is utilization 100%, cost to borrow still under 2? Their shares on loan, 27 million. They're borrowing a third of the damn shares that exist on a stock with no debt, with an incredible partnership with Vertex. Why do I think this is an insane short? And I'll tell you why I think SMCI is an insane short in uno momento, amigos. By the way, guys, it's un poco más. The show where we make a feeble effort, a pedestrian effort to give you just a little bit more. Ugh. What's going on, everybody? Put your comments on stage. Yep, loading CRISPR with a tiny wing. Preaching to the choir, double wide. Preaching to the choir. So anyway, it's just, it doesn't make sense. And why? They could be 2, maybe 3, 4 readouts coming of both ex vivo and in vivo. And if you look at their in vivo, they have that, drug that's, I think it's CTX40, whatever. It's lowering, cholesterol, 80% bad cholesterol. If this is, and this is actually in phase 1 already, they showed the data already. It's a god molecule. This could be worth untold sums of money. Absolutely untold sums of money. The data is unbelievable. And everybody's saying, oh, it's just going to be one adverse safety event and it's game over. BS, guys. BS. One adverse safety event is not going to kill this company. You got to break a few eggs to make the biggest medical breakthroughs in the history of mankind and science. How does this short make sense? And the other way they could absolutely get destroyed overnight, it's not just good readout, it's another deal like Vertex. Why would one of these companies that owns this stock not want to partner with them? Look at the insiders, guys. Bayer, Vertex, Celgene, GlaxoSmithKline. All 4 of these own huge pieces of CRISPR. Hold on one sec. There he is. The great Not a Lurker, I believe, has joined us. J Money, best wrench in the business. So anyway, welcome and hello, guys. Hello and welcome. So there's 4 pharma companies. Vertex already has a deal with them. The other 3, or Vertex again, is prime. If they can do another, they valued Casgevy at $9 billion in their last investment round. They did $900 million for another 10%. And that's a very prickly pear. That's not a big seller. It's hard to deliver. It requires the preconditioning. The money is eventually in the one-shot in vivo pipeline. And the notion that that's worth just $1 billion on top of the level of cash is, absolutely ridiculous. Huge shout out to Princess J, by the way. You are the absolute best. Thank you a million times over for tolerating me, putting up with me. I am such a funky, chunky stock monkey. Ugh. I have trouble respecting dietary restrictions, if you can believe it. So that there can be a deal, there can be readout. The stock is, they have like $20 a share or $25 a share. Just think they have almost $2 billion in cash, no debt. They have years and years and years of runway. They can get these things to market themselves if they have to, but they don't want to. They don't want to spend all their cash. They want the partnerships. Sorry, guys, one moment. So anyway, blah, blah, freaking blah. You don't see companies that is the whole company is owned by institutions and big pharma with no debt, a huge pile of cash, an incredible pipeline, a long runway, and they just decide we're going to short this company into the ground for no reason. Like, that's what's happening here. That's what I look for. That's when I buy all the shares. I can't tell you what to do because you're too dumb to listen anyway. And I don't give financial advice. I have, public breakdowns on air live. That's why, like Bill O'Reilly, I'll write it and I'll do it live. I'll do it live. Because otherwise I'm not going to. If I recorded these shows, I would never post them. I'd be like, who is this insane fat man? How's old Uncle Graybeard? You guys can't see me because the Chiron cuts it off. But in the last just month, my beard has gone from like a little bit gray, just for gray, to like a lot bit gray. It's gone from like, possible white collar guy that has some lame tattoos and just wants to look cool with his stupid little bit of gray in his beard to like, full on like, what was that fat guy on the Gold Rush show? He had the bad beard and he just didn't really know how to work. His pants were always falling off. Like guys that work real hard but still remain fat. Oh, it's not easy. So anyway, those are two, I think, huge pillars, catalysts. They have, the autoimmune, they have the cardiovascular. CRISPR is probably better positioned, I think, than any other gene editing company, not just science-wise, balance sheet-wise, management-wise, partnership-wise, every which way but loose. So anyway, enough about me. Let's see. So moving on to SMCI. This one has been held, I think, look at this level. Okay, 43. They're holding it here for a month and a half. They're holding it here for, another 4 weeks. And it's under that. Then this level is resistance. And then they're holding it here again for that from August all the way to, so this level has been a fan favorite for, almost the last year. And if you go back, you can see this line. I mean, the algo has been locked on to this unrelenting for, at least since May 2023, which is over 2 years. But I think, it's been even longer than that, but the volume was so insignificant. What else do you notice? I don't care if you look on these stocks that are being held down, by the skin of somebody's sack. I don't care if you look at the daily, the monthly, the 6 monthlies, the yearlies, the 5 yearlies. All the volume on these turds is coming in the green areas. I mean, just look at like the 1 year. You see this, look at this huge rush of volume. It's all on the upslope. Then as it falls an equal amount, there's not nearly as much volume. Again, here, upslope, huge volume comes in. Move up here. Just recently in May, huge amount of volume comes in. When it's steady or selling off, there's almost no volume. It's price fixing. They're buying all the shares. The data shows you that. I mean, SMCI, they didn't go anywhere. Institutional ownership in CRISPR is down slightly to 88%. That's just because retail is buying up every single available share. I mean, retail owns a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of CRISPR shares. They own a bit more of SMCI, but it's still extremely high. SMCI has high institutional ownership and extremely high and confident insider ownership, right where it counts, right in the old brajoule. Right in the old solar plexus, right in the old duodenum. Get you here, get you right here. It's like A1 steak sauce. Makes me lisp. Anyway, guys. SMCI, guys. I mean, why is this an absolutely stupid short? I mean, all I can do, look for yourself. I'm not even going to show this to you because you can watch a fat guy click around like a hamster on crack and it's not going to do a goddamn thing for you, except the angry masturbators, and we've already covered them. But look at the last launch. Like Blackwell's just coming out. They say it's going to be by far the biggest launch. I think I have some protesters outside. I don't think they know what they're protesting, but anyway, some of them do. Plus, they're angry Harley guys just run through them. Which I don't advocate. Don't Do not run over protesters, please. And protesters, understand, people have to pick up their kids. People have to get, to work and not get fired. So understand if tempers run a little bit hot, because you're sitting in the crosswalk, linking arms, hairy armpits, questionable hygiene. Signs are not extremely clever. So can understand if there's a bit of backlash, but I never, ever, ever advocate violence. Ever. Anyway, guys, whatever it is, be patient, be peaceful. It's all kinds of viewpoints out there. Some, in my opinion, are idiotic, but, I'm not the judge and jury of anybody. I'm just one rapidly aging middle-aged fat guy slumped over a computer, stammering out sentence fragments to a bunch of imbeciles. Or actually, check that, as Pat Summerall used to say. Check that. It's Montana, handoff to Rice for a gain of 6. Check that. It's an incomplete pass. He would just say things that didn't even come close to happening. Rathman up the middle for no gain. Check that. It's Rice. Deep right for a gain of 27. Just completely fooled on the fake run play action. Check that. Make it another high ball for me. Rest in peace, Pat Summerall. I assume Pat Summerall's dead. God, the guy was old when I was a kid. If he's not, my apologies to the great Pat Summerall. Check that. That's a gain of 17. Check that. It's halftime. Check that. It's the off season. Check that. Check that. And why for 2 years everybody was saying shot play, every long pass, shot play, and everybody just stopped saying it. I think Romo decides what everybody says because Romo's so cool now. He was never that cool as a player. He's the coolest announcer ever. I'm going to get divorced too. No, I don't know if Romo got divorced. I know most of those announcers do. A lot of money, a lot of egos, a lot of hairlines, a lot of alcohol, a lot of flights, a lot of hotels, a lot of ill-advised BJs from production assistants. Anyway, let's see. No doubt in Minnesota. I don't know if the news elsewhere is crazy as here. Oh my God, Lisa, Minnesota. Jeez Louise. That's what I'm talking about. I wasn't even thinking about that. But my God. This is just, it's just insane. It's just insane. It wasn't that long ago that people of different political parties got along fine, and there was differences of opinion and stuff. This is just madness. Troops in the streets, okay. I mean, if you want to enforce different laws in the last minute, I get it, but you don't need to send, armored vehicles and SWAT teams into dry cleaners and stuff. It's just go in, arrest people, do what you got to do, whatever you're going to do as far as policy. But it's militarization and hatred and polarization. It just has tragic outcomes over and over again. I don't care if it's this, woman and her husband's leader being murdered, or, Nancy Pelosi's husband getting smashed over the head with a hammer. And I know, liberal people do crazy violent shit too. I mean, I'm seeing in LA, I'm seeing, okay, you go over the underpass, they're chucking a huge thing of concrete down your windshield, trying to kill people, trying to kill cops, throwing huge metal poles down through CHP cars trying to drive. And I mean, I just think whatever your politics is just no obvious. This is so obvious to say there's no place for that, but what happened to our sanity, our humanity, our ability to deal with adversity and our ability to deal with, take an L. You're whatever, political stripes, your side loses, you come back, you try to get your money, you have another election, you fight, or whatever it is. But just this insane levels of vitriol and violence, and it's counterproductive. It doesn't serve anybody. I know people oh, we're winning, we're owning you. It's just stupid. And I don't know. I don't see it as American. It's not what I remember. Certainly not what I aspire to. Um, Trying to own somebody. I'm not owning anybody. Dude, the Emancipation Proclamation, got rid of slavery, thank God. It's like, dude, I don't want to own anybody. I just want to live my life and try to be happy and productive and pull on the rope and help others as much as I can. Help myself. Help myself to a taco. It's about lunchtime. Anyway, guys, I'll get down off my high horse. My high horse is very, very tired. He's like, "You're fat as shit. Get down off of this high horse." Oh, if my horse could talk, it would join a union, file a grievance. Hey, what do you got? 2 people up there? You riding double there? Nope. Oh man, Galaxy. The reason this is exactly what I was talking about a moment ago. But what I wanted to, let me get this. Just look up what happened through the last cycle before Blackwell. Okay, when they released that, SMCI's profits and margins went through the roof at the beginning, and they say Blackwell is going to be double that, much bigger. That was just a couple years ago. That's when they exploded last, and things have leveled off, but it's the end of the cycle. Their margins and stuff, they've had to take these write-downs. It's about to go crazy again, just like it did last time. And everyone can see this coming. Their next fiscal year starts in like 2 weeks. Now, I know we don't have proper guidance, but the whole world's been topsy-turvy. It's not just the wars. It's not just the tariffs. It's everything. Policy's been completely impossible to predict, quite frankly. And you got this budget showdown. He's just, but here's the bottom line. AI is just only accelerating. They've only scratched the surface. SMCI, come hell or high water, is going to get their part of that business. They're going to get their piece, like the Risotto brothers. They're in for a piece, a taste. It's not share, it's just taste. Goodfellas, you knew which characters were going to get killed. They were like the Italian guys, the actual Italian guys with the perms, like, Jimmy 2 times. Eddie Savala, como se va? The big fat guy. My wife loves that car, Jimmy. You knew they were going to end up in freezers. They had the big unibrows, big thick eyebrows. You knew they were going to die. And the guys are like fake Italians. I guess Ray Liotta was actually Italian. Jimmy Conway, he was supposed to be an Irishman. Bobby D. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. But so you're shorting this into an AI explosion. You're shorting it into an NVIDIA super cycle that SMCI's, they just released the huge lineup of products that adapted everything to AMD's new processors, more cost effective. Whoever it is, whatever it is, SMCI, better, cheaper, faster, and they're going to get the big wins. Now, I know Dell and HPE are going to be there, but there's plenty of meat on the bone. There's plenty of fat in the ass to go around, as the kids used to say. Oh, little Danny back bacon, they called me, on account of my back fat. You know how cruel those kids can be. Little fuckers. Oh, I hate you guys. So, it's un poco mas, guys, if you didn't get the memo. Didn't you get that memo? Samir, Naga. Nagahina Naja. Thank you. Naga work here anymore anyway. See, the Bobs were so jovial about just destroying people's careers and livelihoods. He's useless. He's gone. Now, we did some digging. Turns out he was fired years ago through a glitch in payroll. He still gets a check. So he's been let go. No. Hold on there, Professor. We fixed the glitch. We just find these things are better to let them take care of themselves. Works for me. Lumberg. Oh, that's interesting, Javier. The Office. Estee Lauder been shorted. I'm looking pretty good from a chart perspective. What's the ticker symbol on that there? Double wide. Anyway, yeah, Todd Hoffman. I like Todd Hoffman. Actually, kind of like Todd Hoffman. Now, Jack Hoffman. There's Jack Mehofer, Jack Hoffman. It just writes itself. Is that a real? But I think it's a real. I don't know, man. During COVID, I think Gold Rush got me through. I don't know. Still not a huge Parker Schnabel fan. I loved his grandfather. Parker, such a good, seemed like such a good dude. Had the same face, but like Parker just seems kind of, it's like automaton. Just like, I got the money, got the gold. Where's the romance? Anyway, I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just look at these stocks. I'm like, what are you shorting and why? Do they even know? Are they even able to make? And with the CRISPR, I don't even understand mathematically how they're able to short at these levels and keep that cost to borrow at zero. It's got to be a conspiracy. Quote the great In Living Color. You guys remember In Living Color? All the Wayans brothers, Wayans sisters. David Allen Greer. David Allen Greer reminds me of the Adam Carolla radio show. Probably one of the worst things I ever heard when that show debuted. It's like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Bring on my buddy Phil. He's a roofer. It's hilarious. Dude, it's not funny. Your stories about construction that have no jokes in them. I could write you some jokes, but I would have to charge you. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm talking about. The show's terrible. And but what do people like? What are these stocks worth? I mean, what is CRISPR has a ton of cash. They have no danger of going anywhere. What is their pipeline worth? It's impossible to say. The sky's the limit. But if you look at the readout, it's insane. It's insane. Read this article, CRISPR Therapeutics, betting on a one-shot future. There's a ton of good articles in here. There's, their pipeline is just, it's robust. They have tons of stuff in the pipeline. Balance sheet, 1.86 billion. Debt, 200 million. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better balance sheet if you tried. So, anyway, I don't know. If you guys can give me a good reason that they're shorting these stocks particularly CRISPR, I mean, SMCI, you get it because, the Hindenburg thing, it just, these shorts, remember, Hindenburg and their allies covered at those lows, $20 less. Then they just keep shorting the stock from all levels, from that low, from 30s. So SMCI, even though there was a rationale for the short, it just made no sense. So, I don't get it. Oh, guys, anyway, I really appreciate it. Again, put in the comments if you can understand what they're doing. I'm going to go through these comments, guys, ASAP. I got to get a quick bite, got to make a quick call, and then I'm going to do a SoFi video, working on a SoFi, working on a NEO. Love the stocks. Thank you, Not a Lurker. Thank you, Birdie, if you were here. Thank you, Princess J, for putting up with me. Thank you to the rest of you for watching. I really appreciate it. Got to run late. Peace.